So we're just hours away from Christmas and thousands of travellers have been processed at the Lebombo Border post with snaking queues already forming in the early hours of this morning. The Border Management Authority has beefed up operations to try to clamp down on any criminality there. SABC News reporter Nonhlanhla Jele is monitoring the situation and joins us now live from this incredibly busy port of entry. And Nonhlanhla, we had spoken earlier on about what strategies the BMA might be using this time around, given just how familiar the sites we're seeing there are.
Indeed, good morning to you, Ayanda, and the viewers at home. Let me just show you what exactly is happening. We've finally made it to the port of entry after much navigation in that traffic that we saw earlier on since this morning. But what you're seeing now is on this one end, they're allowing cars to come in. The cars drive up to a certain point and they're allowed to park. Then they walk to the processing center, and then other people on the other side where the cars are parked, Ulungile is just trying to navigate and show you the other queue. So it's like 3 queues that we are seeing here with people, with cars, and on my left, my right rather, Ayanda, is more people who are queuing. These ones on my right, we're just going to show you these ones on my right here. These ones are the ones that are dropped off by the taxis there at the port of entry versus the ones that are on the other side that you saw earlier on, Ayanda. These ones come from the buses and the taxis that we are seeing on the other side of this port of entry. I'm just going to bring in the MEC of Community Safety, Security and Liaison in the province, Mr. MEC Masier. MEC, there's a huge outcry on social media because of what is happening. People have been here since yesterday. Others just got here this morning and they are very frustrated. Emotions are high. What is your cluster or your department doing to try and assist BMA, especially in making sure that many of the people here get processed and they move along?
No, thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me indicate that indeed we are experiencing a huge volume of traffic, both people and also the vehicle. A day here we are processing within the last 5 days. Each day we are processing not less than 27,000 vehicle, the public vehicle outside the cargo. You know the case in the case of the cargo. Each day we are processing not less than 2,000. The high volume of what you call of traffic we are experiencing here, but our law enforcement agents are on top of the situation. Yes, there is a bit of concern and frustration because you ought to be processed at the border post because you can't go at the other side without being processed. You need to be patient and allow our authorities to do their work so that each and everyone that is passing this border ought to be processed. Hence this the frustration. The number of people, we cannot say they have arrived late. It depends whether they get in what time they are getting released, where they are working. Hence this number of traffic. So we are on top of the situation. There is a concern. We want to address the concern that people are saying they feel they are no longer safe here, but up to so far, the records that the records indicate that we are yet to his belongings. Therefore, we are on top of the situation. Ours for them is to plead to them to be patient with the authority, allow them to process them accordingly. Unfortunately, this is the situation that we are faced with. But we are on top of the situation. I want to shut up and say big up to our law enforcement agency because up to this day they have managed this situation. There is under control. Hence we are saying each and every car are being processed accordingly.
Thank you so much, MEC, for your time. Ayanda, MEC of Community Safety, Security and Liaison in the province, MEC Masier, saying the situation is quite under control. Of course, the issue being the congestion at this point, and with many of the people who come here, they are frustrated, Ayanda. Some of them have been here since early in the morning, others since last night. But as you have heard the MEC saying, this port of entry for the last 5 days has been processing more than 27,000 people a day. This excludes the trucks that we see also backed up or jammed up on the road. But as you can see, Ayanda, where I am standing, we are actually standing on oncoming traffic. This side of the road or of the port of entry is where Mozambican nationals or South Africans who are coming from Mozambique use this way to go back into South Africa. However, unfortunately for them, as soon as they leave this port of entry, congestion starts once again because many people are trying to get to the port of entry and to get processed as quickly as possible. I'm just going to start up of the shot once again, Ayanda, just so the viewers at home can see what it looks like. People are carrying luggage, groceries, their goods and their belongings, and as the MEC has said, so far no reports have been given to them of people having had been robbed while waiting in the queues, and we do know that others got processed at 2 a.m. this morning. They've been here the whole night. Of course, officials in those processing centers also working. Earlier on, we promised the BMA Commissioner. We are yet to get the BMA Commissioner to give us some of the answers, especially as to what is happening inside those processing offices. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to also go and see for ourselves as to how many people or staff personnel are working just to ensure that this queue moves along, and many people, as he has promised yesterday, this is the BMA Commissioner, that many of these people or all of these people in actual fact are going to spend Christmas in Mozambique back at home with their families. Ayanda?
Well, I suppose time will tell. 27,000 people being processed there per day. Of course, the obvious question is whether or not the BMA has the capacity to see this through. For now, Nonhlanhla Jele, live to us there from the Lebombo Border Post. Thanks very much indeed.